Who's ready for story time with Georgie Wanaka today, baby?
It's Gripe Session time with your host, George Wanaka.
It's about nothing.
Discussing everything from real estate, current events, a little bit of everything, and the annoying little things that just tick you off.
You can't handle the truth.
What? You didn't know?
Here's your host, George Wanaka.
Your ass better call somebody.
Welcome to today's edition of the Gripe Session. And I kind of didn't want to do a Gripe Session today, I'm being honest. I really didn't want to do it. But there's some things that happened in the news, and it just kind of just made me agitated, for lack of a better term, and it actually made me very sad. For those of you that listen to this podcast, the Gripe Session, for the last number of years, I've tried to keep things very fun, very free, joking around with my guests, a lot of baseball players and stuff. But today, ladies and gentlemen, is not the podcast for that, unfortunately. So one of the things that unfortunately has gone on yesterday is one of the candidates for governor for New York is a gentleman by the name of Zeldin, Congressman Zeldin. Now, regardless of your political affiliation, I think we can all agree, anybody that makes the decision to want to be able to serve their community and serve the public is somebody that, quite frankly, should be admired, regardless of your political affiliation, your beliefs, etc. Because being somebody that has taken that foray and run for office before, it's a lot on your family, it's a lot on your friends, it's a lot on a lot of people. So be that as it may, Congressman Zeldin, who's now running for governor, was at a rally, and a gentleman went on stage and essentially tried to stab the congressman. Now, I think people from both parties, Republican, Democrat, Independent, Conservative, etc., I think we're all in agreement that this is just something that just, should not happen. But see, ladies and gentlemen, that's part of the problem right now. Is not that just it shouldn't happen. It never should have been given the opportunity to happen. Well, we're going to get right back to the Gripe Session podcast, but before we do, we got to have a word from our sponsors over here at bestguyever.com. Make sure you never forget an important date ever again. Never forget any important dates with your wife, your daughter, your sister, your mother, or your mother-in-law for that matter. We want you here to be the bestguyever.com. And by the way, bestguyever.com helps your local small businesses. So it is a win-win for you. Not only can you be the bestguyever.com for those people that love you, but you can also support your local small businesses because bestguyever.com only deals with local small businesses. That's right. So make sure you get to www.bestguyever.com and subscribe. And by the way, let them know that you found out from us from the Gripe Session podcast. And because you're coming from the Gripe Session, we were able to get you a little bit of a deal for them as well. What's that deal, you say? Well, once you register, put in Gripe Session in the promo code. That's Gripe Session. And you're going to get 1 year free subscription to be the best guy ever. That's right. 1 free subscription by putting in Gripe Session in your promo code, and you're going to get a year for free. You can't have it any better than that. So make sure you go check out bestguyever.com and let them know the Gripe Session pulled you in. And now, back to our local program. The more disgusting part of this and where I live in New York is thanks to our legislators, this individual, after attempting to murder a public official, is out on the street less than 24 hours later. Let's get away from the innocent before proven guilty. There was video. This man did what he did. How is anybody okay with this? It literally makes no sense to me. And people wonder why people are leaving New York in droves. I just don't get it. And quite frankly, what I believe should go on, and moving forward, you'll see more of this from me on social media. Any person that voted for this bail reform bill, anytime someone is murdered or committed an assault, etc., And due to the bail reform bill, this piece of document, whoever voted positive yay on this bill, I'm calling on every single person to repost it, retweet it, everything. Let these elected officials to serve the people, let them answer for these calls. I am sick and tired of being sick and tired because in some cases our elected officials are not understanding the quote-unquote unintended consequences of the legislation. They just want to continue to remain in office. And unfortunately, this podcast today is done more out of anger that we keep allowing this to happen and saying, no, we're going to tweak the bill. We're not going not to address the issue. Ladies and gentlemen, let there be no misconception of what the problem is. Hey, we're just going to take a real quick break from the Gripe Session. We're going to get right back to it, but we want to bring you another word from one of our sponsors here, which is SearchStatenIsland.com. Yes, one of the things that I do every single day is I'm a real estate practitioner. I am a licensed realtor. I am a appraiser. I'm also a mortgage broker. So why do you ask any of those questions? Well, quite frankly, because if you have any questions on real estate in any part of the country, all you have to do is reach out to me. Go to www.searchstatenisland.com or find me on the social media platforms. And there's a very good opportunity that I'll be able to help you regardless of whether or not if you're in New York where I'm home based or if you're someplace out in, whether it be Utah or Texas or somebody out there. There's a very good chance that I will be able to help you regardless because I have contacts throughout the country and I would be able to make sure my clients are always taken care of. So make sure you check out www.searchstatenisland.com. And now back to our program. The problem is not the legislation. Well, it is. The problem is that our electeds are letting the criminals dictate the law for the people that are law-abiding citizens. Now, where does that make sense anywhere? But every single one of them will be the first one. Oh, we feel for the family. No, you don't. No, you don't. Stop lying. You don't feel for the families. You don't feel for the people. The only people that you feel for is yourself because you're only worried about getting reelected. You're not there for the right reasons to begin with. So over the next few days, this concerned citizen is going to be making a list of all of the people that supported the bail reform bill. And every single time that some new thing pops out, somebody gets murdered or slashed, and it comes back out that this person was out the next day, I will be retweeting that piece. Going to be doing it because, ladies and gentlemen, as the expression goes, enough is enough. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're a Republican, conservative, whatever, independent. It doesn't make a difference. You tell me, ladies and gentlemen, do you feel more safe in New York than you ever have before? Or are we going back to the old days? The quote-unquote rotten apple. It's just disgusting to me. And again, I didn't want to do a negative podcast today. I always try to have some fun, as everybody knows, but I got real disgusted earlier today. I've met Congressman Zeldin multiple times over the last year or so. He is nothing more than a straight shooter, and if you disagree with him on issues, he'll sit down and have a conversation with you. But some of these people are devoid of even wanting to have the conversation, which is part of the problem nowadays, especially in our society. So I just wanted to throw that out there today. Thank God Congressman Zeldin, hopefully soon to be Governor Zeldin, is doing better. He's back on the trail, hopefully, trying to do what he can to help save New York. But that being said, something needs to be done outside of talk. Talk is cheap, ladies and gentlemen. So just wanted to jump on today, take a couple minutes. I hope everybody stays safe out there. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, do something nice for somebody you wouldn't normally do. And then we will catch you on the next edition of the Gripe Session podcast. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the Gripe Session. Please follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.